With Virgin Media, you can build up the entertainment and tear down the price. Switch to Virgin Media today and get superfast broadband and TV for just €49 a month for an awesome 12 months. The sale that stacks up. Now on. See virginmedia.ie and check out how our mobile sales stacks up too.
T's and C's apply. See virginmedia.ie. 12-month contract. Offer ends 27th of February 2019.
The Red Rock Hot Club, everybody, huh? Well, from Salt Lake City, Utah,
it's Thank God I'm Atheist,
the podcast.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Dan.
And coming up today, where did my notes go?
Yeah. We're doing it live, everybody. This one's live.
We're going to be talking about the French burkini ban.
Oh, yes. Those sexy burkinis. We all love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Only they're not allowed.
On some beaches.
On some beaches.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about Muslims and women and wearing things.
Yeah, and all
swimming.
That stuff. Yeah. Yep.
All right, but first, we've got some other stuff to talk about, don't we?
Yeah. Do you want to go first, or should I start?
Yeah, I'll go first. This is an interesting one. We got a thing from, this is the U.S. Department of State's official blog. Did you know that the State Department had a blog?
No.
Doesn't that sound exciting, everybody? Who doesn't want the State Department's blog? It sounds like the most exciting thing in the world. Anyway, they have come out with a position, which is that they have come out with a position that all of the world's blasphemy and apostasy laws should be banned. There should be no laws against blasphemy or apostasy or conversion or all those things.
I think that's a great thing to blog about.
Right? Yeah. Who knew? Our country's doing something right for once. Yeah, apparently it's not nice to put people to death when they just express their feelings. Apparently that's apparently our State Department doesn't like that. Apparently almost half, let me see, what was it? I think almost half of the countries in the world have some sort of law like this.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. There are 12... Yeah, almost half the world's countries have laws and policies that criminalize blasphemy, apostasy, conversion, or so-called defamation of religion.
With varying penalties, I'm sure.
Right. Some as severe as death, as in the case of 12 countries. 12 countries where you could be put to death for apostasy.
Do you have them there? Or is
no.
No?
But okay. I think we all know where they are, right? I mean...
It doesn't take too much of an imagination.
It's not Germany. We're not talking about the UK here. And then there are a bunch where like you can be imprisoned for copious amounts of time just for converting. There's an Iranian woman who converted to Christianity who's apparently been in prison since 2013. Officially, apparently for threatening national security. So,
as that would.
Christianity.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's danger.
I mean, we do know that it's a little scary.
It is horrifying. I mean, I think most people in this room also find Christianity a little scary.
Yeah.
But maybe not jailable. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to that's some good news.
Yeah.
That our federal government is applying the full force of its blogosphere,
blogging abilities,
to put some pressure on the rest of the world.
Well, this actually my story. I've got a story that's kind of linked to that one.
Okay,
not linked, connected,
Good.
Related. There's the word I'm looking
for. There you
go. So there was this guy down in Georgia, Pastor Kenneth Adkins, who after the shooting in Orlando at the Pulse nightclub, he got online and he said some really choice things about the gay community. Let me find them real quick. He tweeted, "Dear gays."
Oh, good. It's addressed to them.
Oh, yeah. Go sit down somewhere. I know y'all want some special attention. Y'all are sinners who need Jesus. This was an attack on America. My attack.
Huh?
My attack.
Okay, so a gay club gets shot up, and the gays should shut their mouths.
Shut your mouths,
Just
people.
shut your whole gays. This is about us, not you.
He also tweeted, been through so much with these Jacksonville, because he's in Jacksonville, homosexuals, that I don't see none of them as victims. I see them as getting what they deserve.
Oh, wow.
And it's a shame that Jack's gays are trying to use the Orlando massacre as blackmail to force the city to pass the HRO, Human Rights Ordinance, probably. Shame, shame, shame.
Oh, using a tragedy against your own community as a reason to protect your community. That is just a low thing for those gays to do.
Horrible. Well, Reverend Adkins has been arrested for child molestation.
No!
So, good man.
No!
Good man.
Who could have seen it coming?
2 counts,
Who?
in fact.
Oh, 2 counts.
2 counts.
Wait, please. Oh, God, tell me they're boys. I'm sorry, but it's got to be, right? For the hypocrisy to come full circle.
It doesn't say.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Dan.
I'm going to assume, right? We can just assume that it's boys.
That's usually, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Who knows?
I don't know
We're
anything
terrible.
about that thing.
We're terrible. But anyway, yes, of course he's that guy.
Yeah.
Of course he's that hypocrite.
Yeah. So that happened.
There you go. It's shocking. Nobody's ever seen hypocrisy come out of the clergy before. That's just never happened. I'm going to move on to... so this is in, I think it's Oklahoma. Where am I? Yeah. Your neck of the woods.
Yeah, where at?
Muskogee.
Yeah. My sister lives there.
Yeah. So anyway, in Muskogee, Oklahoma, there was a guy an atheist, who wanted to give money to the Murrow Indian Children's Home. It sounds like a worthy enough cause.
Sounds nice, yeah.
Gave them a $100 donation, and on the donation form, apparently, it said, if you want to do it in the name of an organization, you can write the organization here. So he wrote the Muskogee Atheist Community as the organization that he was donating in the name of. They sent it back.
Oh, no.
They said, nah, we don't need your $100. Our kids don't need that.
So does not surprise me, Dan.
Right.
Knowing that part of the country.
Apparently, it would go against everything they believe in if they accepted that.
Or one thing they believe in.
Right. Well, sort of, yeah. Apparently, one of the things they believe in is that not accepting money is okay, depending on who it's from. But what I love about this story is that his response was beautiful. He started a GoFundMe in their name and decided to raise more money for them. Turn down $100? Let's see if you can turn down $25,000.
No.
That's how much he raised.
My God.
It was $28,280 that he raised for them.
Oh, my God.
There you go.
Wow.
That's a hell of a way to rub it in their face if you're going to do that.
Wow.
So I actually don't have word as to whether or not they've accepted that amount, but that's a great response.
I would have loved to have been in Muskogee when this happened, because I know how those people work, and it would have just been the absolute talk of the town.
Yeah.
Everybody would have been outraged beyond belief.
At whom?
Every step of the way.
Who's outraged at whom?
This atheist who's giving them shit. I guarantee you.
That asshole wants to give us more now. How dare he? Cut it out. Okay, well, there you go. That's a good way to handle that. I like that.
Yeah. Well, over in California, Dan, we have an update to their vaccination law.
Yeah.
Because the state actually mandated that all kids in public schools be vaccinated against, measles and polio and whatnot.
Them diseases what we can prevent if we actually vaccinate folks.
And then the anti-vaxxers, once again, were suing for the right to send their kids to school without the vaccination.
For the right to endanger the other kids.
Right. To risk the herd immunity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We all have that. That's a sacred right to make sure that other kids might get sick.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, the U.S. District Court in San Diego has ruled against the anti-vaxxers and is letting the law stand.
Yay!
They have. They said that state legislatures have a long history of requiring children to be vaccinated as a condition to school enrollment. The plaintiffs have not made a showing that they are entitled to the extraordinary remedy of preliminary injection. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But nonetheless, so this shuts that down.
Yeah.
Finally, in
Hooray!
the state of California.
That's great. I'm very pleased about that. The whole. Yes, you can applaud that. That's absolutely a good thing to applaud.
Public health triumph here.
Even. Did you read this? What's his name? What's the Libertarian candidate for
Gary Johnson?
Gary Johnson even reversed his anti-vax position recently.
Really?
Yes. It almost gives one hope, a little bit. Not a lot.
For what?
That people can actually change their mind. And that good things can happen in the world, because we do a lot of bad things happen in the world stories, and it's nice.
Yeah, this is a good one.
That's a good one.
This is a good one.
Hooray!
It's not funny, but it's good.
No, it's not funny. There's news from the Vatican. News from the Dateline Vatican City.
Yes. What happened?
You may not know this, Frank, but the Catholics are centered there. Did you know that? That's where
I've heard something
the
about
Pope
that.
lives. Anyway, so they've just released a new manual that talks about sex for the kids, for the people.
Really?
So
groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. You guys will not believe what the Catholics think about sex now. They don't love it.
But it's a new manual.
It's a new manual that says all these brand new things like, here's what I love. Sex should not be focused on, it should be focused on love. Okay, good, that's fine.
Yeah, all right.
Not egotism or pleasure.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. Quote,
I love Andrea's boo out in the audience.
That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good sign for me when she boos that.
It's great for you.
Autoeroticism or masturbation do not help people leave themselves and move towards another, says the document. Sexuality is not only for pleasure. Well, maybe that's true, but it helps a lot of other things. Like, if it doesn't help, yes, it doesn't help, it doesn't make you warm toward another person. It doesn't prevent you from moving toward another person. It just makes you feel good for a little bit. That's wrong?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong, you guys. I know you've all been doing it, you dirty birds. Anyway. Big shocker. I just love that this was a headline.
It's such a non-story.
Big headline. The Catholics are not into...
They're still the same.
Apparently, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they also don't like extramarital sex or premarital sex, apparently, still.
Okay, all right.
They use Batman and Superman as references for moral choices and righteousness, apparently. Yeah.
In the manual?
Oh, they're so hip with the pop culture, you guys.
Did they clear the rights? I wonder if they have Marvel's or whoever's permission.
Right, yeah. DC is super into Catholicism. Well, if you saw any of the recent Superman movies, they're really into the Jesus stuff. But anyway, there you go.
Well, here's a story, Dan. About political humanism. Have you ever heard of political humanism?
No.
It's what a group of candidates, atheist and humanist candidates down in Arizona, are calling their movement. There are 9 of them running for office this fall. None of them really stand a chance in hell. But
sweet.
There are 9 of them.
What a great story.
And they're being open about it. No, that is great.
That is really good.
Because there was one of them who ran back in 2014. James Woods is his name, and in 2014, the local Democrats were just frantically distancing themselves from him. And
because he was an atheist?
Because he was an atheist, and he was just completely open about it.
And
running
bastard.
for office. And they were just like, what the hell are you doing?
You can't say that.
You're risking our chances of getting a Democrat in office.
Right, because they have so many chances of getting Democrats in office in Arizona.
Right, exactly. And so, but nonetheless, they're working with this group called the Spectrum Experience.
Okay.
And they are sort of a communications group, communications firm, and they're representing all 9 of these atheist candidates.
Ooh.
And they're planning to turn this into a big viable movement in Arizona to try to get an atheist elected.
Nice.
And they know that it takes years.
Yeah.
This is a process
of
joining together and getting people out there and getting the public kind of desensitized to the idea.
We need to do that in Utah. Anybody want to run for office? Yeah? Do it. Good. Be open about it.
Yeah.
You will lose, P.S. That's okay, though.
Yeah.
We're okay with that.
That's just how it works. But maybe someday. Maybe someday, Dan.
Yeah. But you can put candidate on your resume, so that's good.
And get all those cushy jobs.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, if you at home or any of you here in the audience have anything to say about any of these stories that we've told, if we've been stupid about something, or if you have some personal story you'd like to interject, you can do so by writing to us. That's podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can call and leave us a voicemail message. The number is 424-666-8442.
He does have it memorized. And go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist.
All right.
That's awesome.
Okay, we've got Jim Baker that we're going to play for some audio today.
Oh yeah,
fantastic Jim Baker.
You guys know Jim Baker, right? He used to be Tammy Faye's husband. Now he's just out on his own,
and he has just turned into the gift that keeps on giving.
I miss Tammy Faye.
Oh, Tammy Faye was a delight.
She was the best one of the. Yeah. Now we got
Tim Tay and
Jim J and Tammy.
That's what it was. Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. It's a great reference.
All right.
Totally not obscure at all.
He's got a warning for believers.
Oh, yeah.
If you disagree today with somebody who disagrees with the Bible and you speak, but they have an agenda, and if you won't stop, they are going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand this? You understand this?
I do. I've had death threats.
We have never lived in a day of our time, in our history of America, where you couldn't have an opposite opinion. Now, they're determined to wipe out all of those who disagree with them. I mean, that to me is hideous. And just like I was talking about, protesting is one thing if you do it quietly and you're going to say, I hold up a sign and say, I don't agree with you. Killing you,
yeah.
And that's what they're calling for now. They're calling for death. And the death is terrorism. The death is to scare you so you will step back into the shadows.
Right.
And the church has mostly stepped back.
That's right.
I think death.
Frank, we're in a room full of murderers. They're murderers. They're going to kill them all. Who is calling for the death of Christians? Who is us? Is he talking about
other
us?
Christians?
Well,
that's who.
It's the Muslims. That's who they're worried. It's they, just they, them. They're going to kill us. They're all going to kill us.
I think he's misread some major world events.
Yeah. It seems like, I mean, at least historically, the Christians have been doing plenty of the killing. They haven't always been. They're not the targets.
Not the little innocents that he would want us all to believe.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Thanks,
Jim Baker.
Jim Baker.
Go back to selling your cans of food.
Boy, You guys know that he now his whole show is geared towards selling food. Anyway.
Yeah, there would have been if we'd let this play, there probably would have been a segue.
There would have been a segue. They're going to kill us, so hide out in your thing and make sure you have plenty of buckets of baker food. That's what they should call it, buckets of baker. It's a great it's marketing right there.
No.
I'm a genius. All right, let's move on. We had some folks write into us, or a folk write into us. I got one email. Hey, Frank and Dan. A friend of mine is a nature photographer who regularly shares his images with me. When he sent me some photos of butterflies labeled Common Mormon, it got my attention. Mm-hmm. It had multiple photos of Mormon butterflies, which I think that's great.
Do they have little green aprons on?
Oh, this crowd gets it. Other crowd, there's a lot of people at home very confused about that. But no, they do wear different underwear, though, than the rest of the butterflies.
Sure. Yeah.
They're definitely... So I asked him if they attempted to talk to him about the angel Moroni. He then explained that the butterflies got their name because the female butterflies are polymorphic, which just means that the females have many different forms. This discovery, apparently in India in the 19th century, reminded the lepidopterists. Ooh, I did it. I said it. That's pretty good.
Word.
Those are people who study butterflies. Of the polygamy of American Mormons. So there are some Mormons I would welcome a visit from.
Oh,
that's
cute.
from Paul. Paul doesn't even know that there's a species of cricket called the Mormon crickets.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, those are the ones that the seagulls came and ate here in our lovely Deseret.
I had no clue.
Yeah, Mormon
miracles.
Apparently, Mormons are even effective at converting the animal kingdom.
Yeah,
or something. I don't know.
We'll
know if we start seeing Mormon giraffes walking around or whatever. Anyway, do we have some? Well,
we have some people to thank on from Patreon.
Some donors,
new patrons on Patreon.
Great.
We have Craig and William to thank this week. So
thank
you.
They're
William.
new, and also I've got we had someone donate to us on PayPal as well. That's
wonderful.
That's Craig, another Craig. We've got so many Craigs.
There's too many Craigs.
No, that's right. No Craig. All right. So out there in podcast land, no Craigs donate for a while because we've had too many.
Dan.
No? Okay. Now all the Craigs. Every Craig. If your name is Craig, you have to donate this week.
Craig week.
And if your name isn't Craig, you also have to donate.
There we go.
That's those are the rules. I don't make them up. But if you want to, go to thank God I'm atheist.com.
There's a little
That's a
button.
web page. You can go. It's on the internet, and then you go and you push the button that says Patreon.
Newly redesigned.
And you can help us do things like live shows. Who knows? Maybe we'll go on tour if we get.
Oh, how?
See how exciting it is, everybody?
Wow.
All right. Yeah. So anyway,
nice.
you can help make that happen if you become a donor. So, we're here, Frank. We're at the Salt Lake Oasis. Mm-hmm. Do you know what it is? No. You know nothing about it.
I don't.
You are absolutely ignorant. Well, let's bring up Angie. Angie Johnson is the lead organizer of this whole thing, you guys. Huh? So we're gonna just have a little chat with Angie. Hi, Angie.
Hey, Dan.
So, what the hell is this thing? Talk to me about Oasis.
Good question. Okay. Well, we're the Salt Lake chapter of a nationwide network, the Oasis Network, and it was founded to be a secular community to provide. Well, one of the taglines is "Ditch the dogma, keep the community."
Okay.
So, secular meaning non-religious, which you probably all know here, but I have to tell people that all the time. Not anti-religious, just non-religious, kind of like the public school.
Right.
Should be.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Should be.
Should be.
Yeah.
So we get together every week. We meet at the same time, same place every week here in Salt Lake. There are other chapters in Utah now. There's a Park City chapter and a Utah Valley chapter and a Cache Valley chapter as well.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's really
That's
going
neat.
to town. And so we meet and we have, it's kind of been described as TED Talk meets house band. We have live music every week. We have coffee and chat.
Yeah.
We have interesting topics and presenters from all different, not just sometimes on religion, but sometimes on science. Or we have a sex therapist coming to talk about sexual hang-ups that could be caused by religion.
No, that never happens. What are you talking about? We just heard about the Catholics. They've got it all sorted out, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be using their guide.
Yeah, good, excellent.
We have a person coming to talk about how we almost lost the Salt Lake Tribune, and
right.
We had Robert Kirby come and speak about humor and faith relations, and so those are some of the topics that we've covered.
That's great.
We also have some humanitarian work that we do. This is sort of supposed to be an organization where we're moving forward with positive things, kind of post-religion, and so we've fed the homeless with the Burrito Project in downtown Salt Lake, and then we supported Room to Read, which is a literacy initiative. So we plan to have those sorts of speakers as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I thank you for your hard work. And thank you especially for having us and for dealing with us, because we're a pain in the ass. So.
Well, you were hard to get hold of, but you're here now.
There we go. See?
So I'm very happy.
Good things can happen. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Angie, so much. How can people find you? How can people find Oasis in their neck of the woods and specifically here?
Yeah, so Salt Lake Oasis can be found on our Facebook page, which is just Salt Lake Oasis, or our website, which is saltlakeoasis.org.
Okay.
And then the national network has their oasisnetwork.org, I believe. Hope I didn't say that wrong.
And that should have a list of
and they have a list of affiliates. There's Kansas City, Houston, Boston, and I think some Tacoma, opening up. So
nice.
It's kind of a movement right now. I want to put a quick plug in for next weekend. Next Saturday night, we are having our first ever karaoke, Farewell to Summer karaoke night.
Whoa.
It's a party at Club 90 in Sandy at 7 p.m. So that would be really fun. There's going to be a cover charge, and it will be a fundraiser for Salt Lake Oasis. So,
and Frank will be there to sing. He's going to sing a lot of numbers for you. So,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
He likes to choose the long, slow ones just to get everybody excited.
Yeah, so.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Angie. We really appreciate you having us out.
Yeah, thanks for coming, you guys.
All right. Yeah, good. Isn't she something? I could never organize something like this. Is there something else that we need to know about?
Tell them not to Google the Oasis Network. It's a Christian ministry.
Oh.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been informed that if you Google the Oasis Network, you will find a Christian ministry and maybe end up at church by accident.
Oh.
So for the love of God, don't go.
They should Google this. People are more important than
Yeah, Google the phrase "people are more important than beliefs," and then you definitely won't find Christians there. I guess. So, Frank.
Yes?
Do you ever wear a burkini?
Well, whenever I'm at the beach in France.
You rebel, you.
Oh, I like to show it all.
For those who don't know, I'm going to describe the burkini that I'm looking at a photograph of a burkini right now. I'm going to show the audience. You probably can't see it.
I've got one too.
It's a head to toe covering for ladies of the Muslim variety who want to make sure that they are covered as per their dumb ancient book.
Yeah.
So it's like it covers the hair and
it's really a remarkable piece of clothing.
Yeah. It's like
I do like the little bumpy thing. It makes me.
Yeah, they can tie their hair back, and then they've got like a cone head thing going on.
It's got a Star Trek thing.
It does.
On.
It kind of feels a little Trekish. Sure.
But she would be some ambassador from some minister
from the Metachlorian planet or whatever. Did I mix my stars? Oh. Anyway, so these have been the subject of some trouble across Europe.
Right.
Here's the thing about Europe. Europe is not here. They are different than we are.
That's a true statement.
It is. But European countries, when people emigrate to European countries, those countries kind of expect you to assimilate into their thing.
Yeah, there's been a tradition of that.
They don't like it when you just do your thing in their place.
No.
So they've been sort of wrestling with the whole Muslim head to toe ladies being covered thing.
Well, yeah, and I think I think first there's the fear of what's different,
right?
New, like you're bringing up, but then there's this like, and I don't know if it's sincere or maybe partially sincere, but like this concern about the woman who's being forced to wear this garb,
right? Because when you see a group or an organization or a community that is oppressing women by forcing them to wear all of this clothing, when they're not respecting the woman's right to choose what she's going to wear, then you have to force the woman to wear something else, because the main thing you need to do is tell her what to wear and what not to wear. It's very important.
Sounds like a good TV show, if you ask me.
Right? What to wear
and what not to wear.
And what not to wear. With your hosts, the presidents of France and Austria. So anyway, France is... so there's been this ban on the burkini on the French beaches. Especially in the south of France.
It's really shocking that at a beach, they're obsessed about people wearing too much.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's just, everything's upside down
Can
right
it
now.
get more French than that? Is it possible to be more French than like, oh, she wears too much? It's not okay. I don't like it. No, you must take off almost all of it. Almost everything. Leave one thing. I give you one. Well... I've been to French beaches. It's
true.
Or two.
Or one. It's France. You're right. It took me a second. Sorry.
Yeah, or whatever. Or none.
Or nothing.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
That's so encouraging.
I think they'd probably rather you wear nothing than all the things. Although, a lot of people have pointed out that, like, every now and then you see adorable nuns on the beach, and they're totally fine to keep all their clothes on because they're Catholic.
I heard they're banning that, too.
Banning the nuns?
Banning the habit.
Ooh, we could have sexy nuns
beaches
out on the beach.
Must be secular.
Yeah.
At all cost, Dan.
Yeah. No yarmulkes. Don't put on your swimming yarmulke. As a matter of fact, if your swim cap looks too much like a yarmulke,
you're evicted.
It's
You're
out.
taken out. Yeah.
You don't get to go.
But I saw an article, Dan, that had the police escorting a woman in a burkini off of the beach.
Well, the one that made the headlines was that there was French police that were forcing a woman to take off the burkini while she was on the beach.
Now there's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
I mean,
that's a serious problem.
I know a lot of 12-year-olds are now fantasizing about joining the police force, but that's police don't have the right to make a woman strip right there on the beach. But yeah, so obviously this has been a huge issue. A French court has now decided that they can't ban the burkini from the beach in one of the areas.
Some reason.
So they struck it. Yeah, the French court struck it down in the town of French Words. That's the town's name. And now officials in other towns around that area, including Nice, are worried that they may have to follow suit and allow these women to stay covered and allow them not to get skin cancer, which is terrible.
It is, yeah. That's a benefit of the burkini.
I was actually looking at I found an article that discussed sort of bans of Islamic clothing throughout Europe.
Okay.
Really interesting. Places that I didn't know would have a problem with it, but
like where? What surprised you?
Well, in Austria, the conservative politicians have called for a ban on full-body veils. It hasn't happened yet, but yeah, a court recently heard an employer heard a case in which an employer in a notary office fired a Muslim employee for wearing a face veil, saying that it inhibited her interaction with clients, and she sued on equality grounds, but the court agreed with the employer and said that the face veil did impact her ability to do her job. So that's interesting.
Wow, okay.
Belgium has banned the niqab.
Which one's the niqab?
That's the one. It covers the hair and face except for the eyes.
Okay.
It's the ninja mask.
Right.
And burqas are also banned in Belgium. They've been 60 women apparently have been prosecuted for wearing them.
What about ninjas? Are they cracking down on ninjas?
Apparently ninjutsu is not a religion, so totally fine. I don't know.
I don't know how you tell the difference.
Right?
That's the...
If these women start kicking, it's totally cool. It's totally fine. There have been issues in the Czech Republic. Obviously, France. France is the big one. Germany has some stuff. Germany, Angela Merkel and her party, her conservative party, want a partial ban on face veils. But right now they're in a coalition government, and their junior coalition partner, the Social Democrats, are like, no. So they can't really pull it off yet. Italy's got some stuff. The region of Lombardy banned the burqa at hospitals and public offices belonging to the regional government. So there you go.
It's so humid.
I mean, you'd think that at
these places,
at a hospital, you'd think that it could act as a mask as well. Then you don't. They save money on surgical masks if they just wear the burqa or whatever. Anyway, it's
all these benefits that we
just haven't been exploring. Everybody should be wearing these things. I think. What if we just say that ugly people can wear them? Then no, that's no good.
I don't know, Dan.
Okay. Well, so I think the point is that it's so funny because to an American ear, to me, or to my mind,
to your ear,
to my ear, to my mind, it just seems so weird to be telling these women what they can and can't wear.
It is strange. I have reservations. It's not like these. The full covering and everything, when it's so pronounced, when it's so obvious, right? It does make me a little uncomfortable. Me too. I'm willing to admit that, and it makes me uncomfortable on I don't like the idea of anyone being made like they have to hide themselves, right? That they have to conceal, because I don't know. There's just been this celebration in the West of the human body that has gone on, intermittently as long as the West has been around. Right?
Sure.
And but in particular in the last few decades. And I don't know, I guess it's just really strange to me.
I guess for me, it's one of those things where it makes me uncomfortable to see a woman in a full burqa.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with that. However, I don't see my discomfort as a justification for telling her what the fuck she can and can't do.
To strip it off of her?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That doesn't seem like it's any of my business. My discomfort is my problem and not hers.
I found one of the articles I read on this. They quote the French scholar Jean Bebereau.
Right. I think we all know him, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. He's a scholar of secularism, and he's always spoken of secularism as having three parts.
Okay.
And I thought this was really nice and interesting.
Number one, dress code.
Everybody has freedom of conscience and thought and is free to change.
Okay.
Okay, good.
That's good.
Their beliefs and their beliefs, am I skipping a line? Their beliefs and manifest their beliefs within the limits of public order.
Oh.
Okay.
There's
something missing there. There's no state discrimination against people on the grounds of their religion or non-religious worldview, and everyone receives equal treatment. That's the one.
Those sound good.
This is the beach. This is the beach issue.
Yeah.
Everybody, right? The state cannot discriminate based on what you're wearing, religiously or not, at the beach. Who cares?
Right.
It's a public space.
Right. I mean, I can see why a state would want to make sure that people were in some form of clothing, depending on community standards, etc.
Sure, you can have a minimum, but not a maximum.
But not unless yeah, exactly. If you want to wear 4 overcoats, as long as then you can do it.
Sure.
It just seems so weird. And a lot of this, it's not about the clothing, right? This is about the expression of a person's religion.
Yes.
And that's what
he's talking about.
That's what's so concerning about this is that what they're really after is is getting them to assimilate into a more acceptable religious practice.
But it's France.
It's none of their
Europe.
business. Like
religion's on the decline.
Right.
Is that what they're afraid of? Is they're seeing a resurgence of religion?
Oh shit, more religion.
And it's just
we
not
were
the
just
one
getting
they're
rid of the
used to?
religion we had. Why can't you can't bring more in?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either, Dan.
Or you can't bring Moors in. Ooh. You see? See what I did there? Oh, you're on his side now? Great. Thanks. All right. Well, there you go. We'll track the
We'll keep tabs on this.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on.
Are the burkini hemlines shifting?
Yeah,
one direction
exactly.
Or the other.
Are bikinis going to show ankles? Tune in at 10. All right. Well, if you have anything you'd like to say about burkinis, or if you want to defend your European country and their ban on Islamic wear, you can do so by writing into us, podcast at thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you can call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Yeah, go to the Facebook page, kids. Facebook.com/TGIAtheist. Yeah, we want to thank Mackenzie for doing our Facebook page. She does a lot of hard work there. We want to thank the Red Rock Hot Club for playing live here,
showing up today.
Isn't that amazing?
Awesome. And of course, for the continued use of their music, they're so generous with that.
Yeah, and we want to thank you guys for coming out.
Oasis.
And you at home. Yeah, thanks Oasis for having us. Thank everybody at home for listening. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
That's it! We did it! Thanks, everybody. Woohoo! Our first live one.
Yeah.
In the can.